Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I'll publish on Rumble, blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. And any kind of updates and as such, I usually go about on Twitter X, including when I can. One of these days, hopefully, continuing my live streaming thing here. Maybe I have to start off with like a couple of days per week, like a fixed schedule, so I can move around a little bit. But yeah, it's been a little bit tricky late at night to arrange some time to do some live streaming. But yeah, as soon as I can get some proper blocks, I will let you know. Regarding Midnight Suns, again, one episode per day, Monday through Saturday, so 6 episodes per week. I've been having a blast playing the game, so that's where we at the channel update. And I've been doing some gaming deal stuff on the later part of my episodes, where I sometimes refer to my completed gameplay series on some games that are on a deal here. Again, it's everything is on the main page of the channel. So let's go to the news. We got Black Myth Wukong. Again, it's yeah, it's doing well. Almost a million and a half all-time peak, and at this moment in time, right now, it's around 1.4 million players active. Yeah, it's doing well, around 90%, or in this case, 92%, around that positive reviews, which is good to see. Again, from the reviews, there seems to be a little bit of an issue in terms of performance here and there. But overall, it seems to be a very good game. um, 80 bosses, if I'm not mistaken. There is also some nitpicks, not nitpicks, some negative insight on the fact that in some parts of the exploration, there seems to have some invisible walls bounding or stifling the exploration. In certain cases, it seems that the level is explorable into one place, but you got bound by invisible walls. I don't see it that much complaint on the reviews. I think I only saw like one review with that complaint there. But yeah, um, I think AMD is launching today, or launched today or yesterday, the driver stuff for this game here. But yeah, other than that, seems to be going good. And I don't have the resources, the financial resources of just buying the games at when they come at this moment in time. So at this moment, I cannot, I will not stream the game or do any kind of gameplay series on this one. But then again, it's on my wish list. I will leave the Steam page of the game in the description. But yeah, it seems to be in good hands. There is a lot of other coverage regarding there were some email leaked regarding the guidelines for the review. Again, it's a little bit on the fact that some people or some outlets, let's say, that they are complaining because of the review guidelines, but it's mainly about just to keep, in overall sense, it seems to keep feminist messages and gender discussion and some political issues out of the thing, like COVID and all that stuff. Again, it seems to me that it's more to keep your opinions to the game itself. Review the game and don't use the review of the game to as a platform to discuss other kind of issues that are not relevant to the game. Basically, that's what it seems to me from what I've been seeing. And I'm not going to bring any articles here because, again, the game has launched. The game seems to be good. It's beating records. I saw some charts. I'm not sure how to do this on SteamDB. I'm not very proficient here. There is a comparison of lifetime all-time peaks, and I think this is on the top 10, which is pretty impressive by itself. But yeah, people seem to be enjoying playing the game. 90% reviews so far in terms of positive feedback. Again, I don't know what to tell you. It seems to be pretty good. I will eventually try this one out for sure. In other news, we got something very interesting, something that I've been covering here and there, which is game engines, and trying to see what the market of proprietary engines and how good they fare, because in the end, when we play games, they are built on a game engine. And for me, it is good to see that some game engines are pretty good at what they do, and RE engine is one of them. And given that it is a very proprietary engine, it's very interesting to see that Capcom itself will teach game dev course at a Japanese university using the engine itself. Again, I think it's very interesting because given that it's a proprietary engine, we don't have there is no the open source of the game engine itself. It doesn't work like a Unreal Engine in that sense. But I think we might be seeing some opening in that way regarding Capcom and their own engine in the near future, mainly because of, again, if you start doing some dev courses at a Japanese university here, which is basically roping you into the basics of the engine, and they say it here to boost its CRS status. I don't know what CSR status means, but yeah, I will assume, given that it's a 11-day course at in this university, I will assume there is something to do with trying to lure developers in taking this kind of course so they can see, and then I don't know, use social media or something like that, or taking also some feedback on the engineers on this engine to see if there is any kind of improvements need to be made, or they can take advantage of that feedback, given that this is at university, so it's not somebody that picks up in the street and start doing this kind of courses. I think this is kind of a speciality kind of course in terms of, I don't know, engineering, the development course there. It's interesting to see what course this is will take here. And they are, of course, working on the next generation of iteration of this engine, which is Rex, Resident Evil Next, or RE Next. Again, I saw a little bit of a presentation, something that I missed from last year's. The introduction of how they are going to modularly implement in terms of upgrading from UI and streamline assets and all that jazz. I think they are going to try, and little by little, maybe after this upgrade, I will assume, um maybe at least in house in terms of Japanese market, like indie developers maybe get access to this with some preconditions, of course, but at least open up a little bit more this platform. So, like, I don't know, indie developers to start doing their own thing with this engine, which is, if something like that happens, it will be very interesting to see how that will be handling, let's say, in the competition of open source engines like Unreal Engine and other ones like Unity and as such. If we get a little bit more competition, and if this game is after all of these upgrades is a little bit more I don't know, easy to handle for outsiders. They're not inside the company itself. I think this could be a very good opportunity, at least for it, given that, of course, all the interest that we've been seeing from Eastern developers, from Chinese developers, Japanese developers, there is a uptick in terms of interest there. I think this could be a good competition if they are aiming for that, for the kind of the open market of game engines. Yeah, I think this might be good. Some tidbits here. Seems that these peoples that are going to take this course, basically the instructor will explain the detailed functions while touching up fundamentals of company game development. Again, I think it's a kind of enticing engineers to that, working in-house game engine, but probably they're start opening up a little bit more and not be so close to the company itself. And because this marks the first time Capcom will make the engine publicly available, with a course scheduled to include practical training in the development of a single game, from initial planning through implementation, while utilizing RE engine on cloud services by provided by Amazon Web Service. So, yeah, seems to be very interesting what you're trying to do here. Again, I'm always trying to follow up on these kind of things, and I will let you know if I see any kind of updates regarding, especially in this case, the RE engine. In the other news, we got some interesting survey. Again, this was, I don't know when this happened, this survey, but it was at DEFCOM 2024. And basically, the main takeaway is, or at least the title, the headline is, almost 90% of developers surveyed, of course, say premium games don't need microtransactions. And we see the opposite example on what we have on Star Wars Outlaw and basically any kind of Ubisoft EA game. It's normal practice to use, before the games come out, a roadmap, a yearly roadmap of microtransactions. And again, it's one of the reasons that in this case, for Star Wars Outlaw, people are a little bit pissed off. I think you all have access to Chapter the Hunt hub kind of a thing there, to accept some missions from him, or at least to have some interaction with him already in the main game, and they just lock out through a paywall to exclusive missions. Then you got again a lot of skins and the such. And again, this is usually for the publish to take these kind of decisions, because usually developers just want to, even in the developer workflow, it's better for the developer just put out the entirety of the game. And if they have planned like huge expansions for that game, I think they prefer to have part of that team to just patch out and smooth in terms of performance of the outgoing game, and then the other part of the team work on the expansions if they are planned to do so, and not focus on this kind of microtransactions kind of a thing there, because at the end I assume they will not take extra income from it, so it's just work for them without any kind of compensation. At least that's my perception there. But yeah, continue here. Yeah, hot topic here. For example, Star Wars Outlaw, again. They have a roadmap, and then again, reinforcing the headline that 90% of developers participating in the survey say that premium games don't need microtransactions. Again, premium games being like full releases in this sense, at least in that. Developers and players are in concurrence there. Regarding business models, 65% of people believe in the games business model for physical and digital edition games. Again, basically what this means is, for example, if you want to launch a physical edition, you can charge a little bit extra there, kind of that sense there, like the collector's edition. I think again, 65% of them uh, do believe in this kind of tiered sales of the product itself. And also 81% of the surveyed participants believe that cross-platform play is essential for a premium game to be successful. Again, I think how they phrase it, premium game is like AAA games, which is the normal releases here. And surprisingly, one person believed that free to play with ads was the best business model in gaming. Again, there is always an outlier in this game, in this kind of things here. And basically, it seems to be the consensus is, even in mobile gaming, plenty of people refuse to play games if there are ads, or will spend a small amount of money to eliminate ads. Again, because ads, especially how they are implemented and depending on the type of game, especially in mobile games, they are very intrusive, especially on the mechanics side of things there, and people just prefer to uninstall the game and never touch that again than to just pay to remove ads. Usually it's not something, unless the game is very fine-tuned to take advantage of that kind of monetization. I don't think people will, usually the majority don't, if they see intrusive ads, they just uninstall the game. At least that's my perception. Looking at other insights from the DevCom, 31% prefer minimal AI usage in their work, with 21% wanting to leverage AI for code and production to make the developer job simpler. Again, I will assume 21% wanting to leverage AI for code. I think it's more about smoothing out bugs, seeing if there is any kind of error in the code itself. I think AI is one of the things that can easily eliminate a lot of time. If you have to do this manually, I will assume it's time consuming and very boring and frustrating trying to look for errors in the code. While with AI, if the AI has AI, machine learning as kind of a learning of what the code is supposed to be, it can find errors a little bit more easier. At least that's my perception. But yeah, and 80% would like to use AI for marketing communication. Again, this is a no-no. People will start noticing this very, very quickly, and will deter people from even try to participate in the marketing of this game if they start to see a lot of AI usage there. And but yeah, considering how rapidly AI is expanding and evolving, again, it will be interesting the results for next year's AI usage. Again, I think this is going to be a sticking point. Again, from my part, I don't see any issues with developers using AI, for example, to seek out errors in the code, and like menial tasks, very autonomous tasks that can take a lot of time, to as a tool to help, not to replace, but a tool to help developers there. I think it might be a good tool. It might streamline the production pipeline there, I suppose. But yeah, using AI for marketing communication, it's not good. People detest AI communication, especially on help centers kind of things there on sites or any kind of thing. It's the most annoying thing. They try to pass as humans, and you just identify that immediately that there is an AI behind that. You just quit, you lose your interest, and you get pissed off because using AI as a communication tool, especially when you use it as marketing, people will take it as a kind of an offense to a certain degree, because they seems that the company is communicated that you are dumb enough to believe that you are talking for or being communicated by a real person when it's not the case there. Yeah, it will be interesting to see what kind of stupidity, for example, Ubisoft and EA will throw out to us with the AI communication for marketing and the such there. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And then regarding challenges for the games industry faces, 55% believe that the biggest issue is market saturation. Again, um, and 46% saying the biggest issue is development costs. Again, development costs is ramping up, and I think that, as I mentioned, AI for code and production help out. I think can bring down a little bit the development costs. Again, in terms of development costs, I'm not sure how consultancy firms work in that sense. I think it's one of the reasons that some development costs might crept up also, and the fact that again you got huge teams. Some of them are very bloated. They are not. Some developers are not doing there anything that might contribute to the final product in a, I don't know, in a big way. Let's say sometimes it's I will assume when they have to face crunch, usually if to accelerate the production, you hire more temporary workers so you can try to brute force your way out of the development crunch there. I'm not sure how well the, because its development cost is very broad in that sense. But again, this is developers survey, so I will assume they know what they're talking about. Market saturation, I'm not sure about that. Again, it's trends. So some trends at this moment in time, we've been seeing a lot what we call Dark Souls like games. Again, when games are good, no matter how saturated the market seems to be, they will pop out. You got the case of Black Myth Wukong to a certain degree. A lot of good looking games have come out, and they don't sell very well. And while in this case of Wukong, even though it's from a very unexperienced kind of a triple A developer. I think they focus a lot in the previous games in mobile games, so they are taking a huge jump, and they did a good job, it seems, on launching a PC game and consoles also. I don't see market saturation be that big of an issue in that sense. If you're doing a good game, people will eventually play that game, and the word of mouth is the best marketing tool that you have. So that's that. And then finally, when asked about layoffs in the gaming industry, 70% of them anticipated that layoffs will continue at the same pace or faster over the next 12 months, with 33% believing that the layoffs will decrease and more jobs will open up in the industry for people. Again, in overall sense of things, taking a bird's eye view of the situation of the layoffs again, the since the lockdown stuff there, when people were investing more money or spending more money on games, people's companies saw that as an opportunity, and I think they bloated too much the studios, to the sense that after the lockdowns lifted, people stopped investing or spending that much money in games. They saw their profits decrease, and so they had to start cutting the fat out of the teams there, being development teams and marketing teams. Again, trying to trim the fat out of the whole business. And that led us to a lot of layoffs there. Some of them, I will assume, are related to ESG compliance checklist stuff there, which is they don't contribute basically anything to the business model. We've been seeing a trend that all these consultancy firms that are involved in games, the games don't go that well, at least in terms of how much money they are earning. So you got that situation there. Yeah, I think it's one of the big things that we are seeing there, and of course the fact that teams are bloated. The fact by itself, gaming industry is a very high turnover market there. And we'll be seeing, even after the layoffs, we'll be seeing a lot of indie studios popping out here and there, announcing new projects and keeping their word on their projects so far. So it's again a very high turnover kind of a market there, the gaming industry, and the fact that a lot of the fat is being trimmed out. So the persons that are not contributing, or the positions that are not contributing to the studio making money, I think they are being cut out by the end of the day. But I think also the fact that we have, I think they didn't mention here because I don't think it's very directly involved with the developers by itself. Again, one of the big issues that I see on these kind of companies is the higher up, so upper management. Again, a lot of it is I don't know. They are their bonuses are increasing every year. They are giving themselves raises every year, so I think that doesn't look good also for the company. While they are laying off people to keep the profits in an acceptable margin there. But yeah, I think the upper management need to do kind of a reality check to a certain degree. I will assume that the money they were doing 2 years ago is more plenty enough for them to live by, and just by taking more increases in payments and bonuses, if that instead were diluted to a certain degree to the uh, lower end of the pyramid on the companies, I think it will serve also as a boost of morale, something that I think or was Capcom or Bandai Namco. I don't remember. It was a Japanese company that they, because the profits were more than they were expected, they give an extra bonus to everybody in the company, which is always good to see. It keeps people motivated, and it keeps your employees loyal to the company, because they know when things go well within the company, people will get like a small bonus here and there. So again, there is a lot of stuff, intricacies around this kind of this industry here. Um, Continuing here now with Gamescom. Again, I will try to cover Gamescom the best of my ability here. But seemingly, AMD is going to host a gaming festival. Sorry. I don't think we're going to expect any kind of special announcement, um, because they already launched the 9000 series. I don't see probably some teasers for the end of the year. Maybe there is a remote possibility of for them teasing the new RDNA GPUs, but it's like middle of the year. If something comes up, it's going to be by the end of the year. Again, it seems to be very early to do any kind of those teasers. Maybe some collaborations on game launches or something like that. They might be announced here. The only thing, again, that is going to be anything interesting might be AMD highlights. It's going to be an hour between 4 and 5 p.m. This is on the 23rd, so it's going to be 3 days from now. And the rest is just, I don't know, collaborations and ZXT, Asus Rock Show, maybe some laptops announcements here. Western Digital Blackpink Challenge, I don't know, something here. I don't know who is this. I know, again, some influencers or whatever it is. But from the MD themselves, we might see some teasers for games probably, with some collaborations there on the launch. But in terms of hardware, I don't see. Again, there is the remote possibility of a tease for the next GPUs. Maybe that's the only thing that I can see if something happened regarding any kind of like real hardware that's worth mentioning. Because supposedly Asus is going to announce the new X8070 motherboards. It's the new chipset. Again, this has already been announced. There is going to be launch, but again, there is no real buzz regarding this. There is some upgrades in terms, I think, USB support and so some stuff like that. But again, you will not need these new chipsets to uh, have with the 9000 series. Even if you have a B650 run of the mill board, you can run the 9000 CPU. So it's not something exclusive that you need this product. But again, they will announce some new motherboards for sure. But I don't see anything extra regarding this thing. We already covered this thing again, and for sure, as Rock Show 2 hours, they will announce a lot of their own products. But from the AMD itself, again, I don't see anything coming there. Interesting enough, I only noticed this yesterday. Final Fantasy XVI is going to launch for PC September 17. Again, I think the last time I covered Final Fantasy 16, they were thinking about it. Was nothing confirmed. Again, I'm not sure if this just basically dropped, because I was caught a little bit off guard yesterday. um yeah, I saw yesterday a video of some people trying the demo there, that it's now for free. It's available, the demo on the Steam page. It seems to have some inconsistencies regarding frame times. Doesn't seem very well optimized. Every cutscene just cuts down to 30 frames per second, independently of what your settings were, or what the frames per second was. While in gameplay, it seems a little bit jarring if you are in, I don't know, playing 120 FPS, and all of a sudden the and still there is some frame time issues there, from what I understand. It's not well optimized, at least the demo for sure is not well optimized. I don't know if they're going to try to smooth out this. um, yeah, it's got me a little bit worried, the fact that demo is not very well optimized by itself, which maybe they are taking the demo there as a feedback for a better optimization, hopefully, for the final version of the game. But yeah, it comes September 17th, $50. it's not a bad price for a full game, even though it's a PC port. I think it's a good price. But then if you want the complete edition, which comes with the two DLCs, Echoes of the Fallen and Rising Tide, it's $70, so $10 per DLC. A little bit pricey there, uh, because I'm not sure if the DLCs are that good. I didn't pay attention again from the Final Fantasy 16 for a while now. But the demo supposedly it's featuring opening section of the game, and the save data can be carried over to the full game. So if you play throughout the DLC, you can carry over that to the main game, and you continue where you stop off there on the end of the demo there. But yeah, other than that, got the trailer there. But yeah, the videos that I saw, people were a bit worried on the final version of the game not being that well optimized, given that the fact that the demo itself is doesn't seem pretty well optimized, and I'm talking about playing people playing with the 7800 X3D and 4090. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some smoothing in terms of performance when the final game comes. But then again, never pre-order. Always pay attention to the reviews and then take an informed decision when games come out. And lastly, we got the. I've been talking from now from time to time regarding Commandos like games. It seems that Commandos Origin is coming out. We got the new trailer again. This is because it's age restricted, can only be watched on YouTube. Very interesting. It reminds me the original games when they came out a long time ago, uh, supposedly since '98. And basically, this is kind of a prequel. I don't think this is an AUG remaster that they already did from the previous two games that they came out. I think this kind of tying up. I don't know if they're going to start launching a new series of games, and this is going to be the prequel to set up a foundation. Even though, again, it seems that it takes some changes from the original game itself in terms of story and the missions they go through, but it's very in line from the trailer. It's basically the same kind of gameplay loop that you have from the original games, with most stealth approach as possible. Again, very interesting. I really do recommend. If you played one of the older ones, you will get some nostalgia there. But yeah, other than that, they are going to be at Gamescom with again, this is published by Calypso Media. Yeah, seems pretty decent. I might be trying this one of these days. I don't know when it comes out. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, in terms of news, this is it. Let's go for some deals. Again, still for free. That's Gambit, Death, Gambit, Afterlife. 2 more days, and then we'll have the Callisto Protocol for free. After that, again, I'm trying to ramp up my production in terms of Midnight Sun so I can have a little bit extra time to. I will do a gameplay of this game, trying my best here. I've always been curious about playing this game, and we'll have when I have enough episodes, I will let you know, because I'm going to claim this game for sure and do a gameplay series there. Unexpected, because I would not expect this game to be for free, but yeah, that's my plan there. On Steam, we got Wolfenstein the 2-pack. Again, around 30 hours or so, date of publishing this video. The 2-pack, it's the Old Blood, which is timeline-wise the first game, and then we got the New Order. We got Wolfenstein 2 New Colossus. Again, I'm sorry, I forgot. 75% off, and then 85% off on New Colossus. I think the best one is the Digital Deluxe Edition. Got all the playable content. It's not that more expensive than the base game. We got also Nino Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch remastered version. So this is the remastered version of the first game. 85% off, pretty cheap. We got Doom, 80% off, again, around 30 hours or so. And then we got Doom Eternal. Again, I always forget. I think it's the deluxe edition that has the ancient gods kind of a thing. I think it's got everything here from the playable content there. 60%, no, sorry, 75% off. Then you got Prey. Again, this is part of the Quake content, that's why it's around 30 hours or so. Got Prey. Again, as usual, stamp of approval from my end. The base game is pretty awesome. If you're not sure if this game is for you, do check out my first or two or couple of first episodes there for you to have a sense of what this game is about. We got also the Callisto Protocol. Again, it's on sale, but then again, if you wait 3 more days, you can get that the base game for free because then there is the digital deluxe edition. And again, if I enjoy enough the base game, I will probably then when I buy the digital deluxe edition to get what all the season pass is all about. Then you got Lords of Fallen. Deluxe edition is the way that it's for sale, 50% off. The base game is at normal price, so pay attention to that. And then lastly on Steam, we got Jusant, 35% off. Again, this is one of those that I will really want to try out. It seems pretty interesting here. And funny enough, this is Unreal Engine 5 game. Again, the art style is they didn't go to the realistic one, even though I think it takes advantage of the technologies there. Yeah, it's one of those that I would like to try out. Then on GOG, we got the Outer Worlds. This is non-mandatory corporate sponsor bundle. I think it's got all the playable content except for the visual upgrade, which I think it has still some issues in terms of uh, performance there. So this is the base, the only the DLC stuff there. We got also the Talos Principle. This is the gold edition, which I think it brings all of the DLC, if not mistaken, all the bonuses there. And it's 85% off. And then finally, we got Tomb Raider Game of the Year edition, 80% off. This also has all the DLC included here. And again, as always, the GOG games don't have any kind of shenanigans of online activation and online playing. It's always good to see that. But yeah, basically this is it for today. I will just wrap up with a plug on my Patreon. For extra support, this extra support at this moment in time is more for me to try to get a better storage solution, for me to get backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra storage for the videos that I make for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, Kunamy Master out.